hear sugar daddy. Sugar daddies only show up when they got a need that they need to be met. God is not going to be your sugar daddy. You can't just show up when you want something from God. That's not the way that it goes. You've got to consider now the things that you're doing. Well, I guess I better go back. I guess I better go back to church now. I guess I better go back. I better get faithful with the Lord again now. God already knows that you're on your way in and you didn't come to stay. You come to get another hookup. You come to get another bill paid. You come to get out of trouble. I can tell sometimes very well when you meet a new man. When you meet a new woman. I won't see you. Not till they drop you high and dry. Then here you come back. Want me to pray you back up again. Get you back up on your feet. Things fail. Things didn't go right. Because I know, when they meet you, everything's just so exciting. And I know now some of us, we passed that. But I got to talk to some folks. Some people still dealing with those things. Y'all get it. I don't understand. As soon as you get somebody else that God put in your life. And then you wonder why things don't work. You've got to keep God in the midst of that thing. You've got to keep God in the midst of everything that you're doing. Every decision that you make. Am I talking good to somebody in here this morning? Now, when I look at Genesis chapter number 12 and I look at Abraham, I see all three things met in the evaluation. Number one, Abraham knows where he is. He knows exactly where he is. In Genesis chapter number 12, beginning at verse number 1, he knows what he's doing. Let me tell you what he's doing. He's packing. He's packing. Now, you got to have some confidence in God right here, Pastor Patrick. Because when you start packing, things that hadn't treated you right all along want to get real now. Now that you packing, things on the rock right now. Things get real right here. Because they see that you packing. Yeah, but you just keep on packing. I'm talking to somebody in here right now. If God had told you to get up and get out, keep putting it in the bag, baby. All right. Okay. Keep putting it in the bag. I want you to get up and get out. I'm doing things that are significantly relevant to where I'm going. What I'm doing has to do with where I'm going. I can very well understand. Now, if I were you and I was Sarah or Lot or whoever the rest of his cousins is and his brothers and sisters, if Abraham started packing, brother, you better start going open chest of drawers. Dressers and shift rows, you better start opening them up and put you some stuff in the bag. My kids know exactly when they ask me where you going. If I don't say nothing, the best thing for you to do is get packing. Because when this train gets ready to leave the station, we're moving out of here. You cannot deal with Abraham is saying, when I look at this thing and I evaluate it, I am not going to get stuck in the status quo. Now, it's easy to do that, people. I need to talk to somebody right here. It's easy to do that. You can do a thing so... Look, all right, I love illustrations. I'm just like Jesus. I love parables. A little kid who always start putting their shoes on the wrong foot. Jean just laughed because she knows exactly what I'm going to say. If they do that long enough, if they wear those shoes on the wrong foot long enough, they will begin to look like. Why is that? Is a shoe changing its shape? No. It's just that it's wrong, but it's been done so long until it looks. Ooh, I hope somebody caught that. It's not right, but I've just been doing it so long. Y'all got that big, nasty, ugly attitude and disposition about yourself. And just because you've been doing, I've been this way all my life, that still don't make it right. It's still ugly. It's still ungodly. You think it's cute. I don't. And if you're going based on where you think that you're going, you're not going to get there with that kind of attitude. Folks, I can take them or leave them. If you're in Christ, you got to be into people. Now, I done said this so many times. I taught this to my wife, so she know I ain't talking to her anymore because she got that. You got to be into people. She's not really a people person. God has converted her and gracing her to understand that God is into people. That's what he created. It's people. And he's into people. And you've got to be into people. All kinds of people. Huh? Some are going to be a little bipolar. Some will be a little schizophrenic. Some are going to be a little narcissistic. Some are going to be a little, just whatever they're going to be. But God is into people. Because you got some psychological problems too. Amen. Just like you got to put up with somebody else, somebody got to put up with you. He's into people. You cannot deal with the status quo just because people have done it a long time. We just don't do that. We don't do it. No, line up what you're doing with what God says to be done. How are we going to get on one accord? Everybody has to do what God say do. You can't do you and me do me. We got to do God. If we do God, we can all just get along. Huh? We can all just get along. Don't deal with that status quo. I hear some people get proud. My mama's in the church. Nobody know. Back in the day, they knew her. They knew. She was mean. She was my mama. And just get proud. Just like that was just all, That's something I'm going to be, you better recognize who my mom is. Not who my God is. I'm doing this because, and I'm putting forth a lot of effort to be like this, simply because someone else was like this. Huh? Don't deal with just the status quo. Abraham dares to be different. He dares to be different based on God calling him. Now, can I inject something right here? Somebody got to catch this. If you're going to dare to do what God challenges you to do, you got to take some risk, baby. Because when you do something with God, you can't walk by sight. Ooh, here I go. You got to walk by faith. You've got to walk by faith. I can't deal with just the status quo. I can't just handle mediocrity. I can't do things just say, okay, well, I'm just here. I can't deal with stagnation. I can't just say this thing, well, I'm going to heaven anyhow. Now I'm talking to you. If you're following, I'm talking to you. If you're a leader, I'm talking to you. Everyone, whether following or leading, can I tell you this? I'm a leader, but I'm also a follower. And everybody that's a follower, let me start over so everybody can catch this. I'm a leader, but I'm also everybody who is a follower is a leader. Someone is watching you. Someone is watching you. The thing that's going to make you the most aggravated and frustrated about your child is when they do something. No, that you do. That's when you're going to start bumping heads because they got too much of you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Two positive posts just butting heads with each other. Mm-hmm. Just I can tell just as well. I just sit back and look. When DJ and First Lady I know, okay. I ain't Just too much. No, it ain't really DJ, it's Selena, especially in the morning when they get ready to go to school. You know, Lena done got to that age now where she want to, no matter how, 3 times she done changed clothes and still ain't right. She came to me yesterday, Daddy, how long does it take this to get dry? She fully dressed. You know, but no, this just ain't, you know, she done got to that place. Now that drives a mother sick. You know, spend all that pain getting their hair like this, and this one little piece. You know what I'm saying? And they want it, and then the thing is you getting sick of them. No. All that ain't nobody but you. That's you. You know, little Katie, boy, when Victoria started coming out of Katie. Patty! Somebody's following you. Now, let me tell you when you got a good leader. Somebody say, how do I know whether I got a good leader? Let's just imagine for a minute. You're riding, you're in the back seat. You're riding. You're in the back seat, and they're driving. This is when you know you got a good leader. Is on the trip, they want to make sure that your time is well occupied and that you got something to do. Because if you run out of stuff to do, as a leader, all you're going to hear buzzing in your ear. Are we there yet? What time we going to get there? How much longer we got to go? Come on. Can I call the name Moses? That's all Moses could hear. That's all. How much longer? We thirsty. These are grown folks. These are grown people. Well, you brought us out here to die. Oh, let me do that infamous. We should have stayed at home back in Egypt. Now, you know, a good leader right there. I can help you out right there real quick. Because I got not only control of the steering wheel and the gas, but I also run the brakes around here. And I tell you what, no, but anyway, don't put nobody out. Don't put anybody out. You need to be a good leader. Don't put folks out. Don't do that. I just said that for fun. However, don't bug me too long while I'm driving. But let's stay in the spirit. You're driving. Listen, leaders. Keep the scenery exciting. Keep the scenery exciting. Is that of God? God kept the scenery exciting with Abraham. Yes, he did. Get up and get out. I'm taking you somewhere that you've never been before. A leader don't keep taking you over doing the same old thing, boring you to death. He takes you based on where God leads him, which is down avenues and ways that you've never been before. And let me tell you what keeps you good and occupied is when you can look out and you can see different things. Somebody say the scenery needs to change. The scenery needs to change. Scenery comes from, they got the same root word, scene and scent. Sometimes the scent needs to change. So does the scenery need to change. And just like the scent, the scenery needs to be pleasant. Hello, somebody. Now, I want to stop right there and talk because y'all going to get this a whole lot. And y'all know I do come hard down. I'm not attacking it. I hit it heavy. There's a shift in the atmosphere. Oh, that's all the way up from the big, all the way to the top. Everybody got a shift in. I'm not talking about the song. I love the song. But I'm talking about people. That's in the sermon. And there's a shift in the atmosphere. And it's a shift, and God is shifting. And God is shifting. Yeah. The atmosphere changing, but the smell is off. The scenery and the scent ought not only change. Somebody help me say it ought to be pleasant. Now, God is into scents too. Because he says it's like a sweet smelling savor. when the smoke went up from in the midst of the Holy of Holies, it was a sweet smelling savor unto the Lord. But at the same time, when they started building that golden calf, God got and you know when something wrong with the air. Gets foggy and thick, and folks start thinning out. Scenery ought to change. I'm not being vulgar, I'm being very truthful with you. The scenery should be pleasant. Sometimes y'all come in here, I don't know, we might have these chairs lined up around the wall. I'm trying to say, I'm using well what God got. I ain't got too many more different ways to turn these chairs. Y'all thank God for them to know they sit in the red ones because they know which one is theirs. The rest of them look a whole lot alike. Scenery needs to change. It needs to be pleasant. It needs to show forth where we're going. Things are changing at Nation Harvest. But are we moving in a God direction? Are we moving in a holy direction? Just because things change, things need to change so that they have something that shows forth God's glory. If you don't see God in it, I'm changing and I'm moving under your leadership. Number one is because I perceive that you're being led by God. And number two, I can identify with the changes that are being made. Somebody say that's the scenery. That I can behold that we are moving towards the things of God. Not just something new. We don't need just something new, people. But we need something that's holy. We need something that is divine. Not only should the scenery be changing, but you also should be changing. You also should be changing. In this year, 2013 alone, at Nations Harvest, I want to see the hands of those, and I want you to do it by way of testimony, that believe that the position that you have, the job that you have, is because you're under a leader who have put you under the word of God. I want to see the hands of those. It's because I've been taught and I have gotten an elevation. I have gotten a promotion. But I needed a man of God that was going to teach me to hold on. I want to see your hand. Don't put it down low. God can bless you with the job. And if it's not you, then don't do it. And then those of you that are moving into those positions and been successful in school, Bree, your success in school is because when you went off to Jacksonville, we didn't send you off and you were just April's daughter. You was Nations Harvest daughter. We were praying for you. Whatever your GPA is, I know it's a good one. What is it? Freshman at Jack State? 3.5? Now, I got two people can tell you. Jack State, 3.5, there's a whole lot of smart folks at Jack State. But Jack State ain't no joke. Let me prove my point. Jack State ain't no joke. It's too much to get into to stay focused on your school. Case at point. Roz went with me to pick up Brianna. Those of you that don't know how old Roz is, he is 19 in July. He got out of the van. He dismounted. I carried him with me to help me move Brianna's stuff. That brother's neck is all broken, twisted up. Distracted. He is already online looking for his paperwork. He done already asked Brianna which dorm is he going to be living in. Mind you, he could have already done this. But boy, when he saw the scenery, he knew immediately, I'm not in Decatur. Everything ain't greater in Decatur. Because they from Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky. No, that brother, not on my dime. Not for that reason. But here you are, and things are changing positively because we are praying together. Listen to what Sister Jean said earlier here today. Just one call. It's refreshing. It's refreshing. And we're taught. What do we say in leadership? And anybody that's in leadership in this, and we all in leadership in here, you got to always be able to look at your neighbor and say, you are not alone. That's right. I know that Sister Melissa's having to have some procedures and medical things and things like that. Cassie, I heard her call a couple of times. She said, well, I don't want to worry her. I don't want to just call, because pastors can call and they get to worry you. But I got to let her know she's not alone. We want you to know that we're here with you and that we're praying with you. You've got to have this kind of positive outlook. And that's what Abraham had. Because he knew that he was a leader. And he had those leadership qualities. I want to challenge everybody. I'm almost finished with you all in here today. But I want to challenge everybody that say they are part of this ministry and this great household of faith to take on your responsibility of leadership. Do your evaluation. You are a leader. You're not a follower. You're not a bench warmer. You're not a pew occupier. That's right. You are here. Yes. We're trying to launch new ministry next month. Yes. Yes. Something that God has envisioned, and it is going to be certainly spiritual motivating. It's going to be refreshing, and it's going to be new. And I said, God, I want you to support this thing. I'm sitting up trying to get things together for them to go out and see who's going to partner with us at Nations Harvest. And I delegated 2 people. Now, this is what you're going to do, and you're going to go out and do that. I happen to say it to somebody else that I'm getting 2 other people that's going to be the delegates. And this is what I want them to do, and go out and talk to our merchants and stuff like that, because I want to give away a lot of stuff. Now, it ain't quite like Oprah. I can't give away no car yet. I don't think I don't want to. I love to give away a car and a house, build your house, and all of that stuff. But I tell you what we did get. We can start though. I got some gift certificates from Publix. I got some gas cards for some gas stations. Huh? Is that a good start? I ain't got the car, but I can get you some gas in that one you got. I want to just give stuff away. Now tell me, I want no discount coupons. I want to come in here and say, just give things away. Give things, and that's what I want. Now that's not just something to draw people, but that's where I'm going. That's where we're going. We want it to be where we can God has caused us to get so our cups to be filled and overflowing to the point that we've got to share. That's where I want you to be. That's where we have to be. We've got to get our minds. And ministry now. Ministry now is I'm not treating anybody in here like they are following. That's right. I'm treating all of you like you are leaders. Yes. Everybody in here is a leader. Somebody say, well, that's too many chiefs and we ain't got no Indians. That's because this is chief camp. Oh, there are Indians. It's just that we are the camp of chiefs. Just like that with the Levites. We are the Levites. That's all that's in here. This is training school. This is where leadership begins right here. This is like leadership right here. Everybody here is a leader. What you call yourself yesterday? Chief something. Chief. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm looking out the window. And I want this kind of warning somebody. You're dealing with things that you're familiar with too much. You just wearing that path out. Just I'm familiar with the things I do good. That's all I do. I do good. That's do good right there. How many people in here bake are bakers? I mean, not last name baker, but you bake stuff. Now watch this. How many people in here can cook? I see what I'm saying? Okay, this is what I challenge you to do. Bake something. Bake something. Stop saying, I don't bake. Okay, do it. And then bring it next Sunday, and I'm going to pray and I'm going to test it. He said, I ain't going to do it, ain't nobody going to eat it. I will. Bake something. You done cooked neck bones so long, and your cornbread is screaming. But bake something. Pharaoh told me, I ain't no use in getting me that. I don't cook. When I ain't buying you no food. I bought a crock pot. Huh? If that crock pot sit there, I don't care if you don't do nothing but boil some hot dogs and put them in there to stay warm. You're well on your way, baby. Huh? Because every time you get hungry, I'm not going to cook you something. You like to eat, don't you? You need to deal with the challenge. Abraham hadn't ever been anywhere far from home before. God just had him just dancing around in the little bitty spots that he was in. But now he says, get up and get out to a land that I'm going to show you. Tell your neighbor what God is taking you. You ain't ever been there before. You've never been there before. But I don't want you to get so stuck on what you used to. What I tell y'all Thursday night, don't go chasing. You around a whole lot of folk that telling you, you better stick to the lakes and the streams that you used to. I ain't got a wife. She quick to say, I don't know them folks. And wait a minute. Somebody say, where are y'all when they say that? At the family reunion. Oh. I can tell you that's my wife. Sometimes you can do it. I don't know them folks. She don't mean no harm, but the thing is I don't know. I'm going to stop right there because I'm going to get in trouble because I know a whole lot of people in here that's like that too. Okay. I don't know them people. She's not the only one. We go to funerals. We go to funerals now. You in the family section. I don't know these people. Well, what you get? I wanted to see. Now somebody just said that there, and I know you can't hear her screaming. Somebody said, if you don't know these people, what are you even there for? Show my respect. That ain't no reason. Look, you're moving into unfamiliar territory. There's one thing that you can do where you are, is just show yourself friendly. Be magnetic. When people walk into this room, the leader should be standing right there and somebody walk in the room and say, take me to your leader. You know why? It's because all of you look like you running this thing. I'm talking to y'all in here. We standing together, me and Patrick. Boy, you shot me. And we standing, somebody walk in here and they look and they say, okay, well, are one of y'all? Yeah. One of y'all? You need to, Abraham had everybody around him excited to get up and get out. Everybody started packing. We're going to unfamiliar territory. We're moving into some things. You need to tell that neighbor one more time, neighbor, God is taking you. Oh, stop acting like a child, and God has to yank you and snatch you. Now, I know that he had to snatch you out, but that was when you was in the world. That was something that was holding you then. That was the enemy. But God ought not to have to snatch you where he wants you to go anymore. You ought to be like Jeremiah now. Here I am, Lord. If you need somebody, I'm talking to somebody in here. Here I am. God, I don't know whether y'all know, but when y'all filled out your application, I didn't fill out no application to be saved. Yes, you did. There's some promises that you made God. Yes, it is. Well, let me tell you, there was something on there that you had to check, and you couldn't have been saved unless you checked. Are you willing to relocate? Wow. Now, I know on your applications for your natural thing, you always check no, because I'm not going to lose what I got to go nowhere. I can't move. Well, God wanted to let you know where you are, if you're saved, is only temporary. Because I'm telling you, before you come in, I've already gone to prepare a place for you. That where I am, there you may be also. He says, in my Father's house, there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would not have told you. That's what he wanted you to know, is the scenery is changing. So here Abraham is now. He got his bags packed. And you know Lot went with him. Lot is his nephew. And Sarah goes with him. Sarah, God got something in store for her. So Sarah takes off and she goes with him. And Lot he goes also. And he says, everybody, I want you to know that we're moving forward now. I'm trying to talk to somebody at Nations Harvest right now. So you better go ahead and just buckle your seatbelt, sit down and enjoy the ride, because we're moving forward now. There ain't no time for you going backwards. Well, Bishop, I ain't good at that. I don't do that. When you get ready to get called out, it's because you're about to do some things that you've never done before. And I don't want you doing just what you're good at. You've got to do some things that you've never done before. God is calling things progressively. Now nudge your neighbor and say, neighbor, let's ride. No, wait a minute. Before you tell them let's ride, tell them to get ready. Get ready. Next level coming on. Get ready, get ready. I say I feel a next level coming on. And you notice that I've noticed now that I've got to read the road signs. It's because when I know where I'm going, I don't need to read the signs. But when I'm going to a place that I've never been before, I need to read the signs. So I need to read the signs. Now, I have done well with working in various areas in ministry and my sermons and preaching. And I can look back and they say, oh boy, you just did this. And folk want to talk to me all about what I used to do. I'm getting sick of what I used to do. Somebody say, I want to do some new stuff. I don't want people just walking up to me and say, I remember when. And that's all we can ever talk about is back then. I want to be doing some stuff that has people talking about, boy, did you see what God did today? I want somebody saying in here that I can't wait to see what God is going to do next. Tell somebody I feel a next level. I feel this thing is moving forward now. People get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no ticket just to get on board. We're going to get on board just right here. Somebody say next level. We're moving forward now. Next level. Now wait a minute right there. I'm coming to the same address. 1209. The address is the same. Different. Somebody say same address, but a different experience. Ooh-wee. 34, but I'm going to have a new experience. I'm going to get in the same car. Name who make your car. I don't care if you're riding with somebody else right now. You don't have a car